hello out there in Facebook land, social media land. I am Doris Hughes Green. I'm the CEO and founder of Divine Divas. Divine Divas is a ministry. It is a business that has many different components. And first of all, we are a ministry because people need to know about love. Jesus said to go out and teach. And that is what we are going to do. We are going to teach the people just like the disciples and Jesus did. So for that, we will be recruiting because Jesus was a recruiter. I am a recruiting business where I want to help you build your recruiting business as you help me build my recruiting business. And we will be partners. We will cross over with ideas and share the wealth. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Well, that's just one thing. This company has many different facets of things you can do. We will be doing events because events are very important. This is how we're going to connect with people. This is how we're going to be able to educate the people. And this is how we get to grow together in our community and get to know one another. See, we don't have to wait till we die and go to heaven to get to know each other. We're going to do it right here on this earth. So yes, that is the plan there. And carry on. There's a podcast. Yes, I host a podcast called Let's Grow Together. And that podcast is breaking generational curses. See, the world is in a mess today because of whatever somebody else did to us who came before us or behind us, whichever. I think it was before us. Yes. And these are curses that we have developed and carried from one generation to the next. It is time to break those curses. And the only way we're going to break them is we got to do something different than what the world is giving us today. So guess what God did for me? I prayed and asked to show me what to do. I promised I would do it. So right after I made that prayer and everything, it was back in April of 2012. I was invited on a ladies' radio show. Aurelia Michaels is her name, a great friend of mine I met when I was in the beauty business. She was one of my beauty consultants. Anyway, she left and started a ministry on her own, and she had a radio show. She invited me on the show and gave me that one opportunity. All you need is one. She gave me that one opportunity where I went on her show and I prophesied a story of the things to come. I said that everything I asked for, God drops it right in my lap. And yes, that was my word. I was telling the lady on the show when I was on the air that day. And I said, you know what? Since I realized that that is a powerful thing, everything I say, it falls in my lap. But that meant I went and did what I said. And that's why it fell in my lap. When I realized that, I said, oh my Lord. Well, I got to go tell your people this. I mean, you can speak what you want and go do what you spoke, and then God will show up in the middle and provide it for you. I says, oh my Lord, I got to go tell your people. So God put me on the radio the following year. Matter of fact, 7 months later, November, I am in the same radio studio where I was a guest planning my own radio show, and the title of that show was New Beginnings. January 13th, I started the show because you never want to start at the end of the year. You want to start fresh at the beginning. So I started that radio show and I was on the air from 2013 up until 2023. That was my last year. I was on the air for 10 years, telling a story, everything, new ideas, new beginnings, and everything I spoke. The power of God was going out in the universe, and everything I said, it came right back to me. Beautifully, no stress, no nothing, just fell right back in my lap, just as I spoke it. And for God doing that for me, I made a vow. I said, I promise you I would tell your people. So here I am today on this podcast telling God's people that there is room for something more. You can stay where you are, or you can get up and leave. See, there's a story in the Bible that it tells about a family that was in a situation where they were told, if you stay here, you're going to die. And they also said, if we get up and leave, we're going to die. So what are we going to do? These are the choices we have. You only have two. If you stay where you are, you are going to die. If you get up and leave, you're going to die. But which one are you going to choose? Are you going to stay where you are? Or you gonna get up and leave? Because right now where you are, you already see ain't nothing happening, or you're in a tailspin, you're not happy. The enemy is running you crazy. The people around you are driving you crazy. You can't trust anybody, yada, yada, yada. Either you can get up and leave. Let me tell you the story what happened to the people that had to make that decision. And we as God people need to be making the same decision today. They decided, well, ain't no need to stand around here. We surely going to die. Why would I stick around and wait on dying? So they said, well, let's leave. So they left. And as they got further up the road a piece, they ran into an army that was killing people. They said, oh, we're surely going to die now. But they made the choice to leave. And since they made that choice to leave, God spared those people. When they thought they were going to die, a loud trumpet sound went off into the earth and scared the army on foot. They ran off and left everything and left it for the people that decided to get up and leave. My point is that when you get up and leave and do something for God, you are going to see some rewards. Jesus said that. It's all about kingdom and love. Are you out there spreading love, or are you spreading hate? Are you just sitting on the sideline doing nothing but letting the world go to hell in a handbasket day by day? Because the spirit of the world, which is the devil, is running rampant among these people today. Some of them are so lukewarm. Remember, Jesus said you got to be hot or cold, but you can't be lukewarm. Because lukewarm, that means nobody can trust you. You're playing with God, but yes, you're dilly-dallying with the devil. You say you love God, but you're over here lying and cheating and stealing. That is not of God. You got to make your mind up which one you want to run with. Either you're going to stay with God or you're going to get up and leave. So I'm not looking for anybody that want to stay with the devil. Excuse me, either you're going to stay with the devil or you're going to get up and leave, not stay with God or get up and leave. But you're going to make a decision. You have to make a decision. You cannot stay where you are. And God want to show you his powers by getting up and moving, just like those people when they thought they were going to die and the army fled. God spared those people. Well, don't you know he wants to do the same thing today? Yes, same thing. But the only way we're going to be able to do this is it has to be done by your business. And what better way to take your business to the people as a ministry? Because people that love the Lord, at least they can kind of get the feel of you until they feel comfortable with who you are and knowing that you are a real person. Well, Divine Divas Ministries is looking for people to join us under this umbrella. As I say, we are a home-based business. You don't have to do anything but stay right in your house. Of course, when you go out into the marketplace, that gives you an opportunity to meet people and tell them about your vision of what God is doing for you. So that's what we're doing in this ministry. Divine Divas consists of 4 other companies. We got a school of learning where people need to be educated, y'all. Some just don't know nothing. Some people don't know how to read. Some people, and do you know this is slowing God's people down, and they are just perishing for lack of knowledge. And it doesn't have to be, but you got to have a heart of caring. A lot of you don't care. And a lot of you been misled because we've been sitting in a building all these years, but yet the people on the outside, we're not following the commands of Jesus to go out and teach these people. Now, who's going to be excited when Jesus comes back? Those that are sitting on the inside or those that's going on the outside saving souls through education and teaching them that you have gifts and talents. Let's go give your gifts back to the world. And that is where your blessing lies. So yes, I'm looking for teachers to educate. I also need coaches, because when God sends these people in here that's less fortunate, I would be able to send them to you. See, he's got a plan here. I'm looking for coaches. I need spiritual coaches. There's a lot of people out there don't even know God, don't even know anything about him. They mad at him, they hate him, and they hating him for all the wrong reasons. There is where you come in with a spiritual good heart that loves God and want to share. You would be available to help those people. And see, God is the one that makes things grow. He can't make it grow if you're not watering what God needs to grow. See, it takes watering for us to grow. So in the coaching, if you love speaking about God and want to help others, do you know you can meet with them one-on-one or groups in this ministry and be able to teach these people wherever their needs are? Yes, you can do that. We also need health coaches. A lot of people are walking around here eating the wrong foods. They are just wasting away because they don't know any better. Do you know if they had a choice, they would do better? But they don't have no choices because everybody's got their mouths closed. Nobody wants to share. And you know, I was just had a business meeting a minute ago with my team, and we were talking about people that are in business. I reached out to this woman I met. She has a business where she does events. I reached out to her because I'm looking for someone in my company to handle events for me. Do you know it's been almost 2 or 3 weeks? I haven't heard a thing from her. What kind of business are you guys running out there if you're going to promote yourself and send your information to me, your flyers, your business cards and everything, saying you in business, but when I reach out for you, you're nowhere to be found? Well, I want to know, what kind of business are you running? Are you serious or you're not? Because I'm looking for serious people. And I appreciate it. That's okay. You didn't get back to me then. Miss Doris ain't gonna come running. I just keep moving. And if you come back, then maybe it was meant to be. If you don't, then it still wasn't meant to be. But yes, I'm finding this about people. Why are you in business if you're afraid to partner up with others and collaborate and do more to give back to people? Now you're thinking more like a person of the world, not a person of God. And a lot of you are Christian people. I know I meet a lot of you, you're going to church every day, but why aren't you opening up bigger? Where is that big Spirit of God that should be flowing through you like milk and honey? I'm seeing that. But see, here's where you would grow as well. Even though you're in business, you need some coaching. I had to be coached. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for a coach. So we need coaches up in here. We need businesses, people that's in business. You need to be coached so you can know that you can expect expand your business by growing together, other than sitting in a little hurdle, don't want to share because you're scared somebody gonna run off with your plan and you're steady broke. I guarantee you, if you look at yourself right now, if you're not willing to share what you got, you are broke. Bottom line. I guarantee you. I know this. I bet you ain't doing very well. See, in order to grow, you got to grow with others to grow. But before you come in here, I'm not looking for no devils. I'm not looking for no liars. I'm not looking for no cheaters. And I'm certainly not looking for idle minds, which is the devil's workshop. And that is going on in this world today, because you know why? Lukewarm people. You either got to be hot or cold. Jesus said you can't serve two masters. You got to make your mind up. Either you're going to stick with God or you hanging with the devil. There's no in between. And see, the thing is right now, some of you are lukewarm. You're playing with both. And see, God can't fulfill your destiny because you're tied down on both sides. You got to make your mind up. Or either you're lukewarm, is what I'm trying to say. If you're in the middle, can't nobody do nothing with you. You can't be trusted if you're in the middle. You lie, you steal, and you look a person right square in their eyes and lie to them. Now that makes me nervous. But I thank God for the people that he put in my life. And I thank God for the one that he said, no, it's time for you to move on. People are moving on. I'm looking for a certain caliber of people to work with us, because there's no need of you bringing your crookedness in here when we're trying to help people do better and you're staining them with your crookedness. No, we're not going to have any of that. So, as well, in the coaching business, as I say, health coaches, spiritual coaches, life coaches. Some of us that been out here, we done gone through terrible things in life. We've struggled in our life. We've been drug addicts all our life. We've been addicted to drugs and all that. These people need to be there to tell others. My life went through this. Do you know people are inspired by other people's stories? And it's so sad none of us out here telling our stories, because we're too cheap and afraid that somebody's going to take something away from you. But yet you call yourself a child of God that you are worshiping. I think it's time for some of us to go and look at ourselves and ask God, start talking, praying. Am I real? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? You got to be serious with God. God already knows your destiny, but he's not going to provide it if you're not willing to work it. Why would he do that when you're out there lying and stealing and cheating and making God look bad? See, this is why I cannot deal with people like that. Lukewarm people. I cannot deal with you because you cannot be trusted. So, what about business coaches? Yes, you will be running businesses when you come in here. You want to be blessed, don't you? Do you want to live the dreams of whatever your desires are? Well, Jesus said, kingdom first, and he will give you your heart's desires. Well, I've created a company that's all about doing God's work. Jesus is our boss. That's why ain't nobody crooked coming up in here. Jesus wasn't a crook, and y'all ain't gonna be one either. So I'm looking for business coaches. Because when you start a business, how you gonna run a business when you don't even know what to do? But no worries, because God is going to bless you with wealth in here. So the wealth that this company is going to provide for you, you'll be able to give it back to the people so you can clear your mind and the rest will follow. That's right. You're going to be clearing your mind, and you're going to be so amazed and happy that God is so powerful. Now y'all getting ready to see the true God, not this fake stuff you've been fooled with. See, Satan want to fool you. He make a lot of you think that you got God, but if you're not out there standing on the highest mountain bragging about God and what he's doing for you, then I think it's time for you to get on them knees and start talking more, because when you share about God, that's what God likes. He wants you to tell the world about him, not to be afraid. If you're afraid to talk about God, then you are still connected with that lukewarm spirit. See, if you were on fire, you would be out there telling people. And a lot of you are not on fire because you're not telling people. That's the difference. I'm anointed. I know these things. And last but not least, how about a financial coach? We're going to need all of that. You know why? Because you are going to need to know what to do with anything. We need to be coached with everything. Everybody else got coaches. Look at the football players. They got coaches and look, they're doing well. Why is it that we don't have a mentality to think that we need coaches? So a coach is going to take you places you've never been before. Don't worry about the money. The God we serve, if you are a firecracker for God, God's got your money right there waiting on you. So you will work with us for 5 years in this company, 5 years. I want you to be able to go out and do events, 3 a year. And on those events, whatever you do, and I'm not talking about no small events, I'm talking about arenas. Let's get arenas full of people. And we're going to split our wealth. Everything we do in here, we're going to cross 50-50. If you're not willing to open up your mind and let God in there so you can go out and do God's business so he can bless you for what you put out into the universe, which is 50-50. If you feel God don't want you to have no money, baby, you playing with the devil. The devil don't want y'all to have nothing. Y'all better wake up and realize there are 2 kinds of spirits going on in this world today. There's the spirit of the world, which is ran by Satan, the devil, and the whole world is full of that lukewarmness. You're under the spirit of the devil and you don't even know it because you think God is blessing you when really Satan can be the one doing the blessing too. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to know the difference between God's blessing and Satan's blessing. Because when God bless you, you're going to be on the highest mountain, jumping up and down, telling everybody. If you are not doing that today, I think it's time for you to take a moment to go look in that mirror and look at yourself and start talking to God. And look in that mirror and see God staring back at you. And if you see God staring back at you in that mirror, you need to be out there spreading the good news because he's in here, always has been, but you must get connected. And the only way you're going to get connected with the power of God is you got to be out there doing God's business because God's going to show up when you go do his business. And see, this is the problem with the world. Nobody is doing his business. That's why God gave me these businesses. So you can go out into the world and speak whatever it is you need to say. You're going to be like Jeremiah when God told Jeremiah to go out, Jeremiah. I need you to go speak to the people. And Jeremiah says, oh, Lord, I don't know what to say. And God says, don't you worry about it, Jeremiah. I will do the talking. So that is what you are seeing today in Miss Doris Hughes Green. I prayed and I asked God to use me. I said, show me what you want me to do. I promise you I'll do it. And the next thing I know, he put me on the radio. And for the past 10 years, I have been speaking things that be not as though they were. And the Bible says that speak things that be not as though they were. Why aren't people teaching you this? But see, in this ministry, we're going to show you how to speak your own destiny because you are here for a reason. It is certainly not for what you're doing today, just wasting away, where people are living and then just doing nothing for all their lives, just working. I see people now, how they look so like they need to be uplifted in their spirit. You can see it all in their faces. Their faces look rugged and down and tore up from the floor up. But see, that is the stress of this world that people are buried under. But nobody want to take the power of Jesus and say, oh, Lord, I love you. I want to do whatever you want me to do. No, because the devil got a chokehold on your life and you don't even know it. It's time to wake up and start thinking, people. It's time to look at yourselves and see, is that girl really telling me something about myself? Well, listen, I'm only the messenger. My job is to tell you a story, and it's up to you for God to make it grow. If it hits you on deaf ears, there's nothing I can do about it. But if it hits your heart and move you, well, God is the one that's getting ready to water. He's the one that's going to make it grow. So in this ministry, I am looking for people to plant seeds. The Bible speaks of seeds and growth and crops and all of that, and fields of beauty and all that. See, why aren't we doing this today? Because you have been misled. Well, God sent me to show you there is another side, and it's either your choice. Do you want to come over here or do you want to stay where you're at? It's up to you. You make the decision. All we are here is to feed you with knowledge and let the knowledge that we feed you with move your mind out of the spirit of fooling with the spirit of this world. I'm here to tell you, you're going to be very excited when you come in this ministry. I'm going to tell you why, because you're getting ready to get busy. See, this idle mind, the devil's workshop, is getting ready to go bye-bye. See, the devil is angry too. He's mad. I get home from Mississippi this past February, and I get off the plane and something attacks my body where I'm jerking all over the place. And I said to myself, I even post on Facebook, I believe the enemy is attacking me because the devil is going to attack you. These are tests that you are going to go through to prove to God that you are on fire, and ain't no matter what the devil throw at you, you are going to fight and stay strong. And when you come through that, then God then gave you more power. See, you got to be groomed to do God's work. You're just not going to come in here and run amok. No, you will be taught everything. And first of all, the first 6 months of this ministry, Miss Doris want to be on a Zoom with you, feeding your mind with powerful information. And then as you grow, I got people over here by then, coaches will be ready to say, I am ready to train you so you can live a life of milk and honey, just like it describes in the Bible about the milk and honey. Oh my goodness. And another thing we have going on in the ministry, we got Carlos and Friends Foundation. Now, I want to build facilities around the world. I mean, there is so much land out there just being wasted, just sitting there being wasted, when we could be putting something on that land to bring God's people together. Listen, people, it's time to do this, because when Jesus comes, you're going to be doing it, so you might as well be doing it now. Why wait till Jesus come and sit around here and be lazy and do nothing? Because man has given us the mentality that we got to go sit inside to worship other than to go on the outside to feed God's sheep. Oh my God. Which one are you going to do? It's time to make some choices, people. It's time for you to choose. It's either you're going to stay where you are, and I don't know what that outcome's going to be, but I know if you get up and leave, God's going to show up and do more for you when you leave. Remember, get up and leave. Then you will see some results. And that's what we're looking for in this company today. When I earn wealth from Divine Divas, all of my wealth that I'm going to make I'm throwing it into Carlos and Friends Foundation so we could use that money to build whatever it is. I want to have things set up where people can get exercise. I want recreational centers because I believe my boy Carlos can walk. With the proper exercise and training, all things are possible when you believe. And God shows up when you move. That's why y'all can't go around here saying anything, because you're confused. The devil got one side of you. You think you got God, but really the devil might be your God. Oh, glory to God. I hate to say that, but the devil, if you're walking around here lying, stealing, and cheating and carrying on, you are not a product of Jesus. Would Jesus do that? I love my sister Carlene, bless her heart, the one that passed away. She used to say, would Jesus do that? What would Jesus do? Would Jesus do that? See, this is some of the things y'all just done push Jesus aside because you don't care. You have a mind of selfishness. You care nothing about nobody but yourselves. And none of us are going to grow being stuck on ourselves. People, wake up. The spirit of this world is drowning you. You're being drowned in darkness, and a lot of you don't even know it. Well, this is the season for growth. God is making things grow all around me, even around my property. I just can't get over the growth. Oh, I got this huge hedge bush out in front of my yard that was prophesied to me 10 years ago, back in 2012, before I started radio. He said to me that there is a hedge of protection that is over me and my ministry. And true that it is, because on my property, there's the biggest hedge you ever want to see. It protects me. It covers my home. Nobody ever know I'm behind this big old hedge. Look at, it was prophesied. And 10 years ago, when the hedge was there, it was very small, but now it has grown into this humongous, taller than I am, wider than I am, width-wise. Amazing, all God's doing. So God is showing you powers today, but I just don't understand why his people are still in darkness, because you've been misled. Last but not least, in this company, I host this podcast. I've been in the radio business for 10 years, telling stories like I'm telling right now, stories of the things to come. Now, if God gives me the power to speak things that be not and it happens, well, my goodness, honey, what is y'all problem? You're being misled. You're not using your mind. You're not doing, and God ain't gonna bless your mind if it's not for making a difference for his people. Why would he bless you when you're running amok out here doing the devil's business? He's only going to bless you when you make your mind up to give back to these poor souls that's walking out here in these streets. And this company, we are looking for poor souls. You poor people that don't have any money, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people in business out there, they ain't even looking your way because you have nothing to give them. I listen, I see, I hear, and then here it is, I'm over here. I come to benefit you. You who are less fortunate, you who are making $30,000, $20,000, $50,000, maybe up to $70,000 a year, you are the ones I want to work with, because I want to make you millionaires. You got millionaire mentality. You got millionaire gifts. You just don't have no way to use them. Well, God gave me all of this for you to use your gifts. You have no reason not to want to know more about this great opportunity. But in order for you to know what's going on in here, is I will be doing podcast interviews. Nobody comes in this ministry unless you are interviewed by me. And through that interview, oh yes, I have a fee. Yes, you will be paying. And if you refer people to me, I will give you 10% back for sending people, because this is how God is going to build the people to go out and help you learn. I need to know what you got going on so we can grow together. But I'm finding out a lot of you in business are scared to partner with others because you're scared somebody gonna steal from you. What kind of mentality is that? Are you a child of God and representing God with that type attitude? If you are, honey, you better go and survey the God you serve again, because the God I serve is not selfish. He gives. He says to go out. And that's what we do up in here. And a lot of you don't want to go out and do anything because you don't even have faith in yourself. How you going to help somebody else when you don't even believe in yourself? See, in this ministry, we're going to help you build that faith. Everybody that's connected with us is very excited. They are excited to know that we are doing something different than anybody on this earth that's doing. See, I heard this is very powerful. In order to be successful, you got to find a need. And see, with all of you out here with all these gifts and talents, when you come with us in this ministry, we're going to find a need. You got gifts and talents, and we are going to fulfill those gifts by you going out in the community and telling others about your gifts. And your gifts are going to be included with the business that you're doing. I'm going to introduce several different businesses that I'm in. I'm in the CBD business. I'm telling you, there are products in there that are amazing. My jerking problem. I was on medication that the doctor prescribed me for people who have seizures. He gave me 1,000 milligrams of this medicine. Yes, I took it and the jerking stopped, but the side effects was crazy. Suicide. Oh, yes, them thoughts came along. Flu symptoms. Yes. Diarrhea. It's like my body was just switching, swapping. Slow walking. Oh my God, it was truth about the walking. All of these things, I'm telling you, they happened to me. I couldn't walk. I did baby steps. I am 5 feet 9 inches tall. I have long legs. They stride when I walk, but I couldn't walk. And I was sitting there still depressed, slept a lot. I'm like, oh no. I read those side effects and I says, oh my God, I can't live like this. But see, some of you let people in this world tell you how to live, what to do, how to jump, and you do it all. Well, I made a decision. I says, oh no, Lord, I'm leaving this medicine. I'm gonna drop it. I took that medicine for 4 weeks. And it says, you cannot come off of this medicine just like that. I says, oh, Lord, it's time to stop now. I'm already 4 weeks in. Do you know for those 4 weeks when I dropped that medicine, it is unbelievable the things that I went through. All the symptoms that they were saying, the side effects. And then towards the end, I felt things like crawling on me, crawling in my eyes. That was that medicine. And some of you let these doctors just direct your path instead of relying on God and doing better things by eating healthy, trying great products. There are so many companies out there that have products that are made from God's earth. And Jesus said, everything come from the earth is good for you. But we, with our mindsets, we follow man and let man lead us like a puppet on a chain and do everything man say. What did God say? Why y'all so gullible? Don't listen to God, but yet you listen to man. Oh my goodness, people, I hope and pray y'all getting something out of this. At least it's time to go and start doing some thinking. and say, Lord, what do I supposed to be doing? Well, one thing when you come in here, I'm going to train you everything that I've learned in my own company. I will train you about how you're going to write out your own destiny. I'm going to show you how you're going to do it, and you're going to put a date on it. And when you write out what you want, you're going to write what you want. It's your heart's desire. See, the reason ain't nobody doing nothing because you have no heart's desires. All you do is get up, you go work whatever job you work, you come home, you got the routine of Wednesday night Bible study, Sunday go to church, but yet you're not fulfilling God's plan for the people. See, we supposed to be doing what Jesus said to do. See, the world would be better if we went out and followed Jesus and the disciples. Well, I am doing Jesus and the disciples, but I'm going to tell you something. Before you get connected, you will be connecting with me. If there's any needs that you have that need to be serviced, no worries. We're going to help you grow. But before we let you out here loose into this world, you must be trained. You got to be coached because you want to know what you're doing. How you think people are going to believe in you when you don't know what you're talking about? That's why everybody is sitting idly by and letting life just pass by day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. That is what's going on in the world today. Well, I want you to know there's something else we're doing in this company. It's called Let's Grow Together podcast. And we are breaking generational curses. See, the only way we're going to fix this world is we got to change it because the world is already cursed. And the curse is Satan, the devil. We're going to get rid of Satan. I believe he will flee when the power of God takes over. But it's not happening because God's people are sitting around idly by being selfish. Boy, I hate to be standing next to some when Jesus do show up, you would wonder, am I going to make it? Did I do good? Because he's going to say to a lot of you, get away from me. I don't know you. You are not who you say you are. A lot of people are hypocrites. You can call me a hypocrite if you want, but I couldn't care less what you say about me. I know who I am. I am very real, and I'm taking up my time and my energy and my calling to share all this good news with you. And I'm very excited about it. So the only thing you got to do is get excited. So the podcast, let me tell you some benefits of the podcast. Where is my glasses? Yes, there's some benefits of the podcast. And they are, this is for those who are already in business and wants to partner up with us in this company to be able to help the people that are going to be coming in our space. First of all, the benefits of the podcast are strategic networking and partnership opportunities, exposure to a diverse audience, and personal brand enhancement, access to a pool of talent for collaborative initiatives. Yes, we're going to be collaborating. We're going to be doing many things. All of that. And as partners, did you know you can host your own podcast? Because this is how we're going to build our team. We got to meet these people and interview them. And let the people choose. See, people are not choosing because they have nothing to choose from. So yes, as a partner with us, I will collaborate with you, and whatever I do, you can do it. Schedule a podcast, meet people, bring them on and interview these people. And I have a series of questions that we ask the people, and from their answers of what they say to these questions is going to be a blessing to you, and it is also going to help you determine. God will help you determine that person is good for what you have to offer. And the people themselves would be the one make the decision. So I want to go through the 5 questions right quick that I will be asking you on my podcast. And yes, there is a charge. I will be charging. But if you're not willing and want to come on the podcast, that's fine with me. But I know one thing. You won't be able to know what's going on up in here, and you won't be able to be partnering up with us, because I got to do it this way, because I know nothing about you, and God is going to reveal everything about you through these answers that to these questions that I'm going to ask you. And the question is, first of all, I want to know the name of your business. In what state is your business located? How long have you been in business? Who is your business serving? And I want you to be specific in your description of your targeted audience. And how does your business help others? From those 5 questions, you will share your business with me, whether you're a coach, a teacher, or whatever. You will be sharing your ideas of your business with me. And through that conversation, God will show me where we can fit and go out here and fix these people. Let the people choose, because they have nothing to choose from and they are perishing for it. Look at the sad people that's walking out here in these streets today. And you know what? And all Jesus said to go out and teach them something, and we chose to go the other direction. Shame on you people for not following the guidelines of Jesus. See, the world would be better if you done it. So I am going to do this, and we're going to show you. We're going to show you who's going to rise and who's going to stay. People need choices. They have no choice. That's why the devil got a lid on them. But God is getting ready to relieve that. You have to believe in this prophet. I am a prophetess. I am anointed. What I say, God's ears is right by my mouth. He's never let anything go past that he did not fulfill, that I spoke. But see, I speak for others. I don't speak for myself. I speak for others. But for me speaking for others, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be rewarded because I'm giving. Remember, Jesus said there's more joy in giving than it is in receiving. Everybody want to receive, but nobody wants to give. How are you going to give unless you receive, which is Jesus Christ in your heart and in your soul? And don't let these people tell you how you supposed to live if you're walking in righteousness and loving on the Lord in your heart. Don't let them tell you. Jesus said, come as you are. There are people out there that are lesbians that love God, but some of y'all are out there, you're judging people. Stay in your lane, people. Everybody got knowledge to share. Stay out of people's business and let's just come together and go out here and help one another. Do you know, I truly believe it'll be a better world. And the problem is y'all need money. And I got the money-making machine here. But before you come up in here, Miss Doris is going to give you 6 months to a year of her beautiful teaching and manifestation and all my gifts. I'm going to give them to you, because that's the thing. My job is to give you my gifts. And then you're supposed to take your gifts and go give them to somebody else. How many people on this earth doing that? Not very many. Sad to say, not many. But if we did this, I know the world would be better. You got to try it. God sent Moses. And God performed miracles when Moses was saving the people. Well, do you know today in this ministry, and whatever ministry you're in, and if you're out there being sincere about your work, do you know you're seeing miracles happening today? You might not see the splitting of the Red Sea, but you're seeing some miracles. And God is performing miracles. That's what he wants to do. But he can't perform any miracles because y'all ain't doing nothing. Because you got in a building and somebody told you worshiping is fine. That's good enough. But Jesus said, no, it is not. He said to go out and teach, go in the highways, the byways. Why aren't God's people out in these streets as Jesus commanded? Well, people in business are the ones that are out in these streets. I finally realized that people that are business owners are the ones that are out here making a difference. So if you want to make a difference and you want to make God laugh, get out in these streets with a plan. Tell God a plan. I would love to work with you, and I want you to tell me your plan, because your plan can turn into reality by joining this team and going out there and doing what we are doing. So you would be able to do podcasts. You'll be able to ask the same question. You'll be able to charge. And whatever we do, remember, we're blessing each other 50-50. We need money. And this is what God gave me, to give you money. But you got to have a heart of repentance. I'm not looking for any scammers. And you know, you got these scammers around here cheating people. And a lot of you think, oh, they do just scamming. Well, you walking out there lying and cheating, you're a scammer too. All of you scammers. Yes. Stop pointing fingers, thinking them bad people robbing us are scammers. You are just as big a scammer as they are by lying. Ain't no scammer, ain't no sin better than the other. A sin is a sin. But you ain't gonna come up in here saying that this ministry is anointed by God. And if you claim you got him, well, come out of them pews and let's get out here and go do something about it. That's what we are looking for. So if you want to be a part of Divine Divas, here it is. Welcome to Divine Divas, where Jesus is our boss. Now, you got to make your mind up. Are you for Jesus or are you for the world? Because if you are for Jesus, you should be out here professing and sharing Jesus with the people, not sitting in the building and enjoying singing and praising, and then you go home and people all around you starving and dying because of selfishness that is embedded into God's people. That is pitiful, if I have to say so myself. So you can come in my company. You are welcome to set appointments with me. I would do a complimentary 1 hour, 30 minutes to a 1 hour complimentary session. No charge, all free, just to hear your heart. And then I want to put you on that radio or the podcast. And what you're going to get, like I say, for the podcast, is you're going to be spread all over the universe, social media. And you will get a copy of the shows, the recording as well as the audio. You will get that to share on your team or on your website so you can grow. But after we meet on this podcast, I really hope and pray that there is something that comes out of you, that God shows me that you are a fit. We will only know unless you decide you want to be on that podcast. So I'm very excited. So I'm looking for certain people to be a part of my company. I already have people that are with us, that we are building the corporate part of the company. I'm still looking for other people. I need a PR person. I'm looking for, well, I got an accountant, which is taking care of bookkeeping. I am looking for office manager. I am looking for human resource managers. I am looking for a chief operating officer who would take my job and go out and do what I do. Of course, I'm not just not going to be around. I'll be around to serve as well. But yes, these are the things and the steps that we need. I'm very excited. I'm meeting people that's willing to take on these companies, and let's go out here and grow together. And whatever we do, remember, we're going to be blessing one another financially. That's the problem with the world. They broke, and God done showed me the wealth. Wealth. And he did it all. And guess what? I'm not walking around here all jolly, thinking I'm big and all that. You can't do that when God bless you with wealth. When God give you something, you don't get no cocky, haughty attitude. You just go out there and do your job and let people know there's something inside of you that I can spark with this ministry, and we'll go out here and be wealthy, and you can fulfill dreams, leave legacies, whatever you want. So we're finding needs and we are filling them. So I need to know what you are thinking so we can fulfill some needs from your gifts and talents. Before I sign off, I just want to share something with you, because back in 2012 is when all of this happened. April 29th, 2012, I was guest on the radio. Carlos spoke a complete sentence that year. He said, I don't know, to a question that I was asking. So that was a miracle. He never have spoken. So what do you think? God is performing miracles today. And that was the first miracle. And since then, he's just been pouring miracles out to me. And this is what we're doing. You join this ministry and he's going to show you miracles. See, God want to show you this, but y'all ain't giving God no time to show you anything because you are stuck. You better get unstuck. It's time to get on your knees and start talking to God and say, what do I supposed to be doing? Show me. I promise you I'll do it. And he will cleanse your inside. He's not going to send you out there just like that. He's going to groom you, and I'm going to groom you too. So here's a letter I got from a prophet back in the day when I first got started on radio. He sent me this letter, November 2012, and November, the Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, I'm in the studio creating my own radio show. But remember, 7 months prior, April, I was a guest on the same radio show. And I told a powerful story. Little did I know, 7 months later, God had me on the air. So I started that New Beginnings radio show, April 2012. Here's what I got. I didn't go on the show until January 2013. Remember, when you start at the end of the year, always start at the beginning. Don't ever start at the end. Start with a new beginning. Okay, well, get this. I'm going to read it to you. It says, Dear Doris, I am so excited to tell you in my letter to you today about the word of the Lord that he has given to me for your eyes only. I want you to be blessed and know that the miracle is inside you for you. I want you to be blessed and know that the miracle is inside you, for you are connected to the greatness of his kingdom. Amen. Read below what the Lord has to say for you in your situation. He says, this is going to be a season that God is going to begin to start allowing you to take on a lot more responsibilities. And sure enough, it did. You are going to find that you are good with responsibility, and even your tasks will increase. But this is going to be productive for you and even financially rewarded if you take on the task. That was 10 years ago, 2012, over 10 years ago. Yes, I took on the task, not knowing what I was doing. It says, Do not be fearful to begin to start moving in this sign. God says, be fearful to begin to start moving in this sign. God says there is going to be a time. God said that he is putting a hedge of protection around you, and he's protecting those that are around you, even those that are connected with you. God says this is also going to be a season where you are going to, God says that he's putting a hedge of protection around you, and he's protecting those that are around you, even those that are connected with you. God says this is also going to be a season where you're going to find yourself very nurturing. And God says through your nurturing, God says that you're going to find yourself helping others, being there for others. But it's going to be greatly rewarded for those, for rewarding for you emotionally as well as financially. This is also going to be a time that you're going to find yourself being involved with a lot of community engagement type of things. I'm ready for the community, Lord. The community support, community things, and you're going to find yourself being and facilitating things around your community. Amen. I'm ready. Through this, God says that you're going to find lots of open doors, and God says, know that I, the Lord God, will lead you. Thank you, Father, because he certainly has been leading me. This is also going to be a season where you must learn balance. Balance is going to be the secret to your success. Balance and structure will be the thing that will determine whether or not you will be upgraded to the next level. While you are learning how to balance your time, balancing your time and time management will be the secret and will be the key to open up doors for you. This is also time when you will need to be sympathetic with others and not as judgmental. Through this, you're going to find yourself coming into new partnership, and God says, great will be the reward. Thus says the word of the Lord. Now that was a powerful message that was written to me 10 years ago, right before I went on the radio with the New Beginnings Ministry. And see, everything this prophet wrote on that paper has come to pass. See, I just want you to know it's time to get up and move from where you are and watch the power of God move with you. But you got to take God with you, and you must have a plan, because if you want to make God laugh, you got to tell him your plan. How else is he going to show up and show his powers unless you have a plan? So people, I am looking forward to collaborating on doing events. I would love to see arenas filled with people. Let God do the rest, and the people are going to pay, because we in this world have done so many things to make it easy for people so they can have free, and free means they have no freedom, but they are broke. You want freedom. You want to enjoy the power of God before God shows up and come back and make a difference in this world. And let's make Jesus happy. Let's go do the work and let the power of his anointing do the rest. God bless you. Until next time, I am ready to interview you on my podcast. Be ready. I'm ready to schedule times that one-on-one or even a group session with you so we can talk about what's next. We can't move until God moves. I want to thank you very much for this, and may the Lord of this powerful world bring blessings to you. Thank you and bye-bye.